But let us, again, aim explicitly for that glorious vision of Lancaster House, a strong, independent, self-governing Britain that is genuinely open to the world, not the miserable, permanent limbo of Chequers, not the democratic disaster of ongoing harmonisation with no way out and no say for the UK. Trade deals, proper free trade deals for the benefit and the prosperity.
Order.
Mr. Speaker, today we published the government's white paper on the UK's future relationship with the EU. It is a new and detailed proposal for a principled, pragmatic and ambitious future partnership between the UK and the EU in line with the policy agreed at Chequers last week. I have now placed a copy of the white paper in the libraries of both houses. The white paper should have been made available. It will be immediately. It will be made available as soon as is practically possible. And
Order. Order. I say to the Secretary of State that it would be very unseemly, discourteous to him and to the members of the House for his statement to be delivered while copies are being distributed. I will therefore suspend the sitting of the House for 5 minutes. It is most regrettable that this situation has arisen, but I am dealing in a way that I think is constructive with what has arisen.
as we leave the EU, free movement of people will come to an end. We will control the number of people who come to our country. We will assert stronger security checks at the border. The government will also seek a reciprocal mobility arrangement with the EU, in line with the approach we intend to take with other key trading partners around the world. In practice, having ended free movement, this is about enabling firms to move their top talent across border to deliver services. On financial services, we propose a new economic and regulatory approach with the EU that will preserve the mutual benefits of our uniquely integrated markets, while protecting financial stability and, critically, the autonomy of our own rulemaking. Crucially, our proposals on services provide the UK with regulatory flexibility in the sector, including our dynamic, innovative and digital sectors, which will in turn open up new possibilities in relation to trade with the wider. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I certainly accept the point he made, and I also accept the...
After 2 years negotiating with themselves, they then wanted to shut down Parliament 5 days early. They've even given up on negotiating with each other. Isn't the case that the government is failing to negotiate Brexit, failing to meet the needs of the country because they are too busy, far too busy, fighting each other?
Well, I was agreeing the future of NATO with President Trump, and right on, he was joining a protest march against him. Well, I was delivering a plan for our future trade with the EU. He was delivering a plan to teach children how to go on strike. And while I was negotiating our future security relationship with Europe, he was renegotiating the definition of anti-Semitism. He protests, I deliver.
Mr. Speaker, the reality is that this is a Prime Minister that has lost control of her own party. A Prime Minister who is in office but not in power. A Parliament which is so divided that it simply cannot function. Mr. Speaker, to use a good Gaelic word, it is a burach. We cannot crash out of the EU without a deal. We need to think of the next generation who will pay a price for this folly. They will see lost opportunities and lost jobs. Did the Prime Minister come into Parliament to have this as her legacy? Will she now face up to the reality and extend Article 50?